All right, let's try this again. It's the second time recording this. All right, what's up, YouTube? So today I got a nice little video for you. I had a Patreon supporter. Shout out to him. His name is Edwin. Edwin asked me to do a video on my current thoughts on the current status of the underground. Pretty much how I felt about the underground, certain artists and things of that nature. So I'm gonna kind of give my 2 cents on that. So I've got 5 points that are bullet points that I wanted to go over. Yeah, about the current status of the underground and my kind of thoughts and what I've observed over the last few years based off of my experience and kind of what I'm seeing going on now. So, first thing I got is the underground scene and the SoundCloud scene is very, very active and is very creative and is still growing. So that's what's super important to me is the growth that the SoundCloud sound and the scene is still growing. So, well, so what I mean by that is when I first originally started making beats, to get on to be able to get heard and get out there, I was just putting things on SoundCloud and just kind of like posting it on my social media and putting it out there, hoping that people would just listen to it, hear it, tag the particular artist. Now that it's been some years and that whole system has kind of developed, it's much easier for artists to get out there on other streaming platforms like Apple Music, Spotify, those types of platforms, other ones as well, and kind of get on SoundCloud, get monetization. So it's been a lot of growth in the last, several years. I started making beats about 7 years ago. So the what I've seen in the 7 years and that growth has exponentially changed since when I started versus what it's currently at now. So the creativity has gone crazy and the growth has gone crazy. So that's really good. The second thing that I have for you guys is that I feel like that is for my opinion on the underground is I feel like the underground doesn't have a collective building. So like the underground, they people are working together and they're interacting with each other. You have little smaller niches inside this bigger niche that work together. But I don't think they stretch out there and reach further. You know what I mean? So like how you'll have a mainstream artist, right? Somebody like a Lil Yachty, and they'll work with somebody like a Katy Perry, for example, right? Two very different people, two very different ends of the spectrum, but they can get on a song together and make a hit. I don't see much like that happening in the underground. I think seeing more of that would help the underground. If the underground mimicked the mainstream, so like let's say you got your quote unquote SoundCloud mumble rappers, but then you have your underground R&B type singers that are like your Katy Perry's or your Chris Browns or whatever the case is. I think if you got those two people, put them on a song together and really worked it and put it together and try to make a nice piece, just like they do in the mainstream, I think the underground will exponentially grow and all of it will explode to where the underground market becomes like the equivalent to the mainstream market, but it's just a different type of sound. So, like in the mainstream, you have artists that don't even like each other that will work together simply because of money. You know what I mean? It's because they know these two artists, whether they like each other, whether their styles are the same or different or whatever the case is, if we get these two on the same track, we're going to make a lot of money. That's how the underground needs to work. It doesn't matter what I think about this person and this person thinks about me. We know if we come together and we make a song or a hit or whatever the case is, it's really going to blow up. It's really going to do some justice for both of the artists, regardless of if you like that artist or you like that artist's music or anything of that nature. I think there needs to be more of a growth in the underground sound to stretch out there to kind of mimic the mainstream. So that was number two. Number three, I think, is very, very important. So number three is there is no leader of the underground. So by a leader of the underground, I mean personally, I thought there was three artists that could have potentially done it in the last several years that I was that I was really, really active making music. I thought it would have been Yachty was first in my first thought. Then I thought Cardi would have been it, and then I thought Young Bands may have been on. Right. So with Young Bands, I thought after we made Dresser, that was kind of helped bring the mainstreams or the underground sound to the mainstream because it was an underground hit that had a mainstream vibe just because it was catchy. It was something that you could play, something that you might even hear in the club. The only downside to that is it didn't continue to he didn't continue to develop that particular sound. I believe that had we continued to develop that type of sound and put more of that out there, that we would have had a better chance of making the underground sound a mainstream sound. On top of that, I don't even know that Bands has a Twitter page or anything like that or what he's got going on because I haven't heard from him and I don't even know. His Instagram is like there's nothing going on there as far as activity. The next person was Cardi, but I think Cardi has gotten so lazy and content with where he's at. Like he doesn't even put out music anymore, and he really let his fans down. To be honest, in my opinion, I don't even know how he has the same cult following still. Um, just simply because he don't put out any content, he don't give y'all anything. I don't see the point. My next one is Yachty. I think Yachty is very still theoretically could. Yachty is like this. He went from the underground to the mainstream, and then I think he converted to mainstream rather than doing his mainstream stuff and then still implementing SoundCloud underground type of sounds and vibes to his content. I don't think he's necessarily doing that. Honestly, I feel like if one of those three artists or artists in that type of position made a type of hit that was a kind of a mainstream hit, and they continue to use that SoundCloud sound, you could bring the SoundCloud into the mainstream. But we have yet to see that happen. So there's no leader of the underground. It'd be like having a country that everybody kind of works together, and it kind of works, but there's no president, there's no leader. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody in charge of being able to tell and delegate to people what to do, how to do it, or kind of be like the face for that country. And that's what we need. We need a leader for the underground, somebody to be the face for the underground. So that was number three. So number four is this was the particular question that Edwin asked. So Edwin asked, "What did I think of like the Yeats, the Ken Carsons, the Can Cans, the Rage type beat, the Trippy Red type sound, that type of sound, the Playboy Cardi, current Cardi style. What do I think of that and my opinions on that? Personally, I think I really like to have I like to see the growth of the actual beats in the underground for every stage. So when I originally started, it was nothing but samples like Young Simi type beats or Xavier Wolf, like Ethereal Wolf, like those types of sounds, Suicide Boys type of sounds, those type of samples. Then it kind of moved to the plug sound, and then it moved from plugs to like the plug weird trippy space corp or space capsule corp type sound. Milan makes beats, China type beats. Now it's kind of still those. It's still those sounds plus this rage sound that has been added into that. So each step of the way, it's like the current sound took a little bit from the previous, and they keep moving so on and so forth. But the beats can have significant changes because going from a sample beat to what those same artists that were rapping on sample beats are rapping on now, they're very different beats, right? So the growth in the sound has really changed, and I like that. However, I don't think the style of rap has changed as much. You still have mumble rapping here, mumble rapping here, mumble rapping here, and it's just kind of like ABC 1 2 3 rap, and it's all lean, smoking dope, got all the hoes, this that, like it's all the same stuff. Like, and I like the music, you know what I mean? I like the music, I like the style, I even like the artists that I mentioned, but at the same time, I feel like when I'm listening to these artists, all I'm listening to is the same artist with a different voice. So these rage type rappers and that type of style, all I'm really hearing is just different voices with the same type of raps and almost the same type of bars. So it's like the rap has not really grown as much as the sound itself, and that kind of goes more so to show that producers are the ones that are changing and making the sound. So I mean, that's just my 2 cents. I like the style, like I said. I like the rage wave. I like the style of beats. I like the style of rapping, but I do feel like it's very repetitive. I think it's very repetitive, and I think it's a little too simple, and it's a little bit too ABC 1 2 3 raps. Like it's just, I would like to see a little bit more effort and creativity in that. Um, so that was number four. So number five is my overall thought of the underground. How I feel about it is kind of simply put like this. I think I'm impressed. I'm not well. I'm impressed by the opportunity and the vision of the underground and what it can hold for artists and what it can actually do for producers, creatives, rappers, like and everybody in that sector and in that spectrum. However, I'm not very impressed with the style of rap and the lack the slower growth and the lack of I guess collab. So like I said, like you got these mumble rappers type SoundCloud rappers that like they literally every album is nothing but them on the album, and then maybe one or two features of somebody that they always make songs with that has the same type of rap style. You'll never see like two different people on different spectrums on the album from the SoundCloud underground wave to get on there and be like, oh wow, that's a collab I never would expect it or would have heard of, and it'd be a hit. Like just like you had, like I gave the example of having the mainstream artist, somebody like a Yachty and then a Katy Perry on a song. I don't see that in the underground, and that's what the unimpressive part is because if the mainstream is what's making all the money and SoundCloud and the underground scene wants to be like that, why wouldn't you mimic what you see in the mainstream and take what works from it and implement it in the SoundCloud? So having different styles, different genres, making it more organized, being working better and working more collective with people. You have people in the mainstream that probably like in person literally almost hate each other, don't like each other, whatever the case is, but they know if this person and this person are on the song and they get together, that's money. That's good, some good change. But you got people in the underground that nobody's making money, but they're just hating on each other just because of plays, and nobody's made any money yet. But if they were to come together, that could be potentially what will help you get into the money making scene. Personally, like I said, I like the style. I like what I've seen. I like the growth, but I'm not as impressed with the rapper side of the growth as I am the producer side. Because, like I said, you went from sampled beats to the rage beats, and we've gone from mumble rappers rapping on the sampled beats, quote unquote mumble rappers, to the same mumble rappers still rapping mumble raps on these types of beats. So the rappers did not change. The producers did, and that's what I like that growth. But I want to see more from the artist. I'm tired of hearing the same songs or the same type of styles, and really is just a different voice I'm hearing. So that's kind of my 2 cents. Again, overall, the underground and what it holds, I love it. Like it's like I love it 10 times more than mainstream. However, I think it's so underdeveloped. It needs to be more of a collective building and cultivating and kind of getting this market narrowed down really good and getting people organized and working together how and mimicking how the mainstream works. And I think that will help out the underground scene. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. I want to keep it short. Again, this is a Patreon supporter requested video. Shout out to you, Edwin. Edwin's on the highest tier, so Edwin gets a lot of other perks as well. So shout out to you, my boy. So yeah, so reach out to me. Let me know what you guys think. Either like, dislike the video, leave a comment. Either which way, just interact with the video. You know, so the algorithm will work in my favor. Favor more people will see the videos, and I get it. You know, I'm able to put more content out there that you guys would like. So that's all I got for you guys. Follow me on all my social media. Milan Makes Beats. If I got it, you'll find me. If I don't, you won't. And that's really about it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to keep it nice and short. I don't want to take too much of your time on this Sunday. So if you guys got any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything like that, feedback, drop it in the comment section. Hit the like button or the dislike. Like I said, just interact with the video nonetheless. And just let me know what you guys want to see from here. Again, shout out to Edwin and my other Patreon supporters and my YouTube support. Appreciate all the love and support, and please continue to, show me some love, man. That's all I got for you guys today. Peace.